Hey there. I am using a 12 by 18 Aiden tonight, and we're going to remove Autumn Splendor from it and use Hocus Pocus. So I hope you're ready. I'm just removing the paste, scraping it with my paste scraper. Let's see if I can. All right, here we go. All right. Hi, Karen. Welcome. Uh-oh. Shoot. Ugh, I'm a mess, y'all. Was trying to have a nap earlier. I just had barely fallen asleep, and then I hear Chris out there. Our friend Josh had called him, and he gets on the phone, and he's being loud in the living room, and I'm like, no. I could have slept for a full 2 hours, but no. That's okay, because we had groceries that were delivered anyways at like another 30 minutes later or something. And so I had to tell him, go get those groceries and put those away, by the way. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Stephanie. So yeah, was really, really trying my hardest to take a nap because I stayed up again way too late last night. Hi, Mom. Y'all, I cannot stop listening to this Outlander series on Audible. If you've watched the show on Netflix, if you haven't, you need to drop everything and go do that immediately, okay? You'll thank me later, I promise you. Make sure the kids are in bed, though, because it is not kid-friendly. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Alma. Hey, Lisa. Welcome, ladies. But anyway, so definitely check that show out on Netflix, okay? You need to, if you haven't already, okay? It's so good. Hi, Janet. Welcome. Hi, Diana. How are you? Anywho, so Chris got me a membership to Audible several months ago, and I never really did anything with it until the summertime. I started traveling a lot. I was going on a bunch of different trips all over the place, and I wanted something to be able to listen to on the plane, and so I started looking for books. And first I was doing like personal development books, right? But that's boring. So then I just happened to come across that Outlander is a book series, which I didn't know that. And so I'm like, okay, obviously I need to listen to this. Hi, Carolyn. I did. Hi, Deborah. And so, anyways, started listening to it, y'all, and I cannot put it down, okay? Literally every moment of my life is consumed by this book. I don't watch TV anymore. I only listen to it. I literally wake up in the morning, okay, and listen to it while I'm messing around on Facebook, and then while I'm getting dressed. Like, I have a speaker in my bathroom, in my shower, that I use, and so I've been listening to it there, right? And then all day long, well, I'm in meetings most of the day, right? But I just got paste all over the side of this, so let's clean that up real fast. Anyway, so yeah, been listening to it all day, every day. It's so good, but it's like, it's not like one of those steamy novels that's like so ridiculously fake. It's so good, y'all. Go watch it right now. You'll probably be up till 5 in the morning watching it, but I'm not sorry, okay, for that, because you're gonna want to watch it. Anyway, so yeah, I've been listening to it, like, I think I'm on the last book now, which is sad to me because I don't want it to be over. But y'all, it's such a good series. Hi, Vicky. How are you? Hi, Vera. Hi, Carolyn. All right, so I'm just using my board eraser to get the last of the paste off of here. So basically, I just went and I scraped it all off, and then I took a baby wipe just to pick up the paste that was like the chunky chunks of paste, okay? And then used my board eraser to get the last of it. Hi, Brony. How are ya? And there's no, like, any kind of even hint that there was anything on this board, okay? So I'm just taking my fuzzing cloth to dry it, and then we can go again, okay? That's one of the things I love about this frame. Well, first of all, I mean, look how elegant this frame is, okay? Now, these are not cheap, not cheaply made, not cheap boards. They don't look cheap, and they are absolutely gorgeous, okay? I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Plus, being reusable is, like, amazing to me. Now, I am a little concerned for my own well-being today because I love this design so much, the Hocus Pocus. I might end up loving it too much, okay? And if in that case, send help, because I'm going to have to buy another Aiden frame. This is my second one, because the last thing that I did on an Aiden frame, I loved it so much I had to buy a second one, and now I think I'm probably going to love this one so much too. Hi Milta, how are you? So here's how I'm going to do this. I just took this and I'm going to set it completely on my fuzzing cloth, okay? Now this is a tip for all the bigger transfers. It works so good, okay? So just take it and put it just like that, okay? Because I know these bigger ones are kind of scary, okay? Hi, Tammy. Welcome, love. Now, that's all I do, okay? Just put it on there just like that, because now I can fuzz it, okay? And I can fold it. I can do whatever I need to do with it, and it's not going to get stuck to each other. Hi, Rainy. How are you? And I can just fuzz it half at a time, okay? So let's do that. Now, I do want to make sure that I fuzz really well, because it may not seem like, I know this is brand new, okay, but it may not seem like it's that sticky, but it is, okay? It's going to stick really good to this board. Now, I don't want, whenever I go to pull it up, I don't want to stretch out my transfer. I don't want to mess it up. Hi, Laura. How are you? So I want to make sure that I fuzz really well. And basically, it's just adding a little bit of lint to the back to just help make it be less sticky, okay, overall. Now, here's the other thing that I'm going to do. So, now that I have fuzzed it several times on both sides, I'm just going to do this half at a time, okay? And this transfer will fit on this surface pretty perfectly. So, you can comment the word witch, by the way, to get all the stuff to make this. Hi, Tina. Thank you so much. Oh, no. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope all is well with you. My goodness, I hate hearing that. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate you thinking of me. All right, so I'm going to have to pull this up a little bit because I'm a little too low down there at the bottom. There. Okay, that's a little better. All right. Now, I'm just going to go and I'm going to make sure, I'm going to run my hand over this. I'm going to get out all the bubbles, which there was one right there. And if I find a bubble, I'm just going to pick up my transfer and I'm going to work that bubble out of there, okay? Like there's one right here. So I'm going to just pick it back up and just work it out, okay? Now, using your hand is the best way, all right? I've seen people try to use squeegees and stuff like that. Hi, Peg. How are you? No, my sale was last night. Well, I mean, this is on sale, but I had my live sale yesterday. You're welcome to comment which to get this transfer and this surface on sale tonight, though, Deborah. All right, so I just want to go and make sure I don't have any random lint pieces, okay, because you do sometimes get, like right here I can feel there's something under there, but it's not going to hurt it. Sometimes you get like a piece of string or like just a random piece of whatever fabric, you know, from terry cloth. That's just how it works. So if you get something that's actually in the silk screen, or like at the edge of that silk screen, like where it's going to cause it to leak, you're going to want to lift that up and get it out of there, okay? Make sure that you do, because if you don't, it's going to cause a leak underneath the silk screen. And now I have another bubble right there, so. All right, now I'm going to go all the way around one more time and just make sure that I'm good and that I have a really good seal all the way along the silk screen, okay, everywhere. I think I'm good. I think I'm pretty good. So I'm just going to use white paste tonight. I know this is really simple, but I don't want to add anything else to this, all right? I barely have any paste in here, but that's all right. We're going to be good with this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and go fast, but I also want to do paste and peel, okay, because this is going to dry pretty quickly. So I want to probably go around the entire edge and get the whole frame first, okay? And then I can pick it up around the edges and then work on the center, okay? So we're just gonna do that real quick. And like I said, I'm trying to work fast. I need almost a different, let me see if I can use this. That'll be better on this side because it's so close to the edge, it's hard to get in there with that squeegee. So if you don't have tools, highly recommend that you grab yourself mini squeegees, okay, in addition to small squeegees, because the small squeegee is actually pretty big. And I mean, I use mini squeegees more than anything. So we do have a 24 pack of mini squeegees that you can get, and the multi-tool, which is what I'm using right now, plus a detail tool, which is even a smaller ended squeegee than this one is. And that'll just help you be able to get into different size areas, okay? But definitely have the right tools for the job, okay? And if you need help grabbing some additional tools, y'all just let me know. I can help you get those, or if you order this tonight, you can just add it right to the form that you fill out. There's a whole accessory section at the bottom that you can just add whatever extra stuff you need. I also like having an extra fuzzing cloth, just so, because every now and then I do wash my fuzzing cloth with my towels, and so while that's in the wash, then I have one as a backup. Okay, or if I ever get into a pinch and I have to like clean a transfer on it or something, I don't have to like worry about washing it immediately. I can just throw it in the laundry whenever I do laundry next. Alright, so I'm just pulling this up around the whole edge, okay? I'm not pulling it up any more than that. And I'm just going to let it lay back down, not pushing it back down where it's already got the design or anything like that, okay? And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to make sure that I push everything back down where, because like up here I pulled it up a little bit on the part where it says Witches Wanted. I love this transfer, y'all, so much. It says Witches Wanted, Hocus Pocus Broom Company, inquire within. I love it. It's perfect. I think it's going to look awesome on this surface too. Alright. Yeah, you can go watch the live from last night and you can comment sold with the numbers on it too. Just like you would whenever I'm live. And some of the stuff, obviously I had a lot of retired stuff last night, so I had limited quantities, but yeah, you're welcome to go check the replay on any of my sales actually, and if it's available, it'll add it to your cart like normal, okay? Yep, you can do that. Okay. Alright, I probably need to hurry. So this is, I haven't done this big of a design in hot minute. But you can, so I try to find a break in the design where I can pull up. This one doesn't have a really good spot. This line will probably be the place that I stop and pull up the rest of it. So let's do that. All right, so now I'm gonna come up here and get those corners, and I'm just gonna pull up. Okay, and I can see on the, oops, on the S I had a little bit of a, it looks like a bubble right there, but that's okay. We can totally fix that. Great thing about a chalkboard surface is that it's easy to fix any mess ups. So, and if it's really bad, just redo it, okay? There's no shame in that. There's many times that I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks horrible, and I just scratch it. So, hi Deborah, how are you? Yeah, Hocus Pocus on a shirt would be great, and that's the awesome thing about our transfers is that you can use them with ink or with paste or both. You can do an ink design today and a paste design tomorrow, or even in the same day. Just clean the transfer in between and move on. All right. Trying to clean myself up a little bit. All right, so now I'm just gonna pull this whole thing up. Y'all, oh my gosh. I totally jacked this all the way up here on the top, on the Hocus Pocus, on the Hocus part. I don't know if you can see that, but ugh, it looks horrible too, because I dropped it and like it didn't sit down perfectly. So I'm not happy with this at all. Let's see if I can see, like this kind of situation, redo it, okay? There's no shame in that. So all you would want to do is just, you could probably dry it first, and then just clean your board off and go again, okay? No big deal in that, all right? Now, let's just pretend like it's not. So from back here, you can't tell. Hardly. A little bit, okay? But like there's a problem on my S, y'all. This thing is a nightmare. So all I need to do is just try again, okay? So I think I'm going to do that actually, if you don't mind. I'll show you how to clean a transfer. How about that? And then, so here's my transfer. Yeah, you can see where I dropped it on the, because I don't know what I was doing. But, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this with water. Now, normally I would do this in a sink, okay? Especially with a big one like this, because there's a ton of paste on here right now. And this is going to be a lot to clean with just a board eraser sitting at my desk, okay? So normally I would go in my kitchen, turn on the water, and just as I'm running the water over it, be cleaning it, okay, with my board eraser, and let the water take it and clean it really well, okay? But because we're here, my board eraser will get clogged up. I'll have to turn it. I'll have to do some other things that I normally wouldn't do, like use a baby wipe or two, which is fine. You can do that too if you want to. But definitely recommend using the sink. It's so much easier. Then you can squeeze out your board eraser to get all the excess paste out of it, and make sure that your transfer is really, really clean. Okay, so now basically the main thing that you want to focus on whenever you're cleaning one is getting all of that paste out of the silk screen. Okay, so let's see. Now, I'm using a baby wipe because I don't have running water, okay? But if I had running water, I wouldn't need a baby wipe because it would all be running down the sink. It wouldn't be a problem, but I'm going to just go over and get a little bit of that excess paste off of here, okay? That will help me whenever I flip it too, so I don't have such a mess on my hands. So now I'm gonna just go one more time, see if I can. All right, that's pretty good. Now, I want to take this whole thing, and even whenever I'm at the sink, okay, I do the exact same thing. I start with one side, and then I take it and I flip it to the other. Okay, so now I'm going to just flip it over, and I'm going to get the other side as well. Okay, so now I'll just respray it, but again, I would be running it under water, right? And take my board eraser, and the main thing is you just want to make sure that you get that paste out of the silk screen, okay? If it's dark or bright, really bright colors like red, that blue, the black, it'll stain, okay? You might end up having glitter, remnants from shimmer paste. That is not a big deal. Do not worry about it, okay? It's totally normal and perfectly acceptable. It's not going to hurt your transfer. Great, Joanne. So if you just comment the word witch, you can get all the stuff. The transfer and the 8M frame is on sale tonight with me. And we are going to redo it because I can't just leave that the way it is. So I'll show you how easy it is. And hopefully the second time will be better. Okay, so now normally I wouldn't use a baby wipe either on the sticky side, but I am just to make sure that I get that clean. Okay, so now what I want to do is, and again, okay, this is completely different than my normal operating procedure, okay, but normally I would just let it dry overnight just like this with the, with the sticky side up, but because I want to use it right now, I'm taking my microfiber side of my pheasant cloth and I'm drying it, okay? So I'm just gonna dry the whole thing with the microfiber side, and as you can see, like, it didn't seem like it was that sticky whenever it was super wet just now, but it's like already sticking to my whole hand, okay? All right, now I'm gonna flip it. And I want to dry this side too, okay? And I can use the terry cloth side on my, on the non-sticky side, okay? But I just want to make sure I get all the water dried up, all the extra paste taken off of here. And it's a heck of a lot easier in a sink, okay? Or a tub or something. Rather than trying to do it at my desk, but that is a clean transfer, okay? So now we can try this one more time, and let me get all this stuff out of the way. So, all right, I'm gonna just spray it with water, and again, use my paste scraper. But yeah, so just imagine for all the holidays and all that other stuff, how many different designs you could do to transfer from spring to summer, and then summer to Halloween or fall, from fall to even Thanksgiving, and then over to Christmas, and then winter, and then back to spring again, okay? So you don't have to have, and now I do caution you, because some designs you're gonna love so much, okay, that can't be helped, okay? I don't know what to tell you on that, because I have several right now that I refuse to erase, that I did on a chalkboard One of which I intended to not erase, but there are other ones that if something happened to one of them and it got wet, I would probably cry because it's so pretty. Okay? So just fair warning to you. But like this one and the other Aiden, the big one, and well really in the 9x12 Aiden, all of those are such beautiful frames, but they're reusable so you can effectively switch out your designs either if you get bored with them or for the different seasons all year round, right? I saw a video not too long ago of one lady that literally had an Aiden frame hanging on her wall. It was one of that big one, the 18x24. She didn't even take that sucker down, okay? She just sprayed it with water right on the wall and changed out her design while it was hanging there. And there you had it. She did not even remove it. And I thought that was so awesome. Just because, like, I mean, that's a quick change for you. I mean, you're getting ready to have company for whatever Thanksgiving or Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. And go ahead and just change out your decor really quick. Because maybe you don't want them to see that you have the same thing up that you had last time they were there. I don't know. Alright, so that wasn't even super dry, so I didn't even need to use my board eraser, but I totally could have. Alright. And now it's like that never happened, okay? So just forget that you saw me mess that up. And just act like I did it on purpose, okay? Because I totally did. So that I could show you how to clean a transfer and clean the surface again. Alright, now, let's try this one more time. So now that I cleaned this, I removed all that lint off of here, okay? So I do need to make sure that I fuzz it a little bit before we start. And it's still a little bit damp feeling, so. But yeah, I personally leave mine out on the counter, just like on that dish mat thing that I use. Sticky side up overnight. And then the next day I just come and I bring it back out here and put it back on the transfer backer sheet. Because I don't have anybody, it's just me and Chris here, right? So if you are needing counter space, then just dry it off with a the microfiber side of your towel, your fuzz cloth, or a microfiber towel, okay? And then that there will, and then you can put it right on your backer sheet right there. But you can absolutely let it air dry. It's not going to hurt it, okay? So now let's try this again. See if I can do a better job. It's a little low. I did this the same thing last time, so hopefully I don't mess this up again. But if I do, y'all just act like it looks fine, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully it'll be fine. Yeah, you can come with the word witch, to get this frame and this transfer tonight on sale. And I'm just using regular white paste, but you could absolutely do the white paste. You could do white and then glow in the dark over it. You could do any color, really, with glow in the dark over it. So you just let that first layer dry. And then go over it again with the glow in the dark. You just set your transfer right back down over the design and do it again, okay? All right. I think this time I'm going to just try to work really quickly and not pull it up. But I definitely want to make sure I don't have any bubbles. Now, I have a piece of string or something right here. And it's like right on the silk screen. And, oh, here's my tweezers. Okay, so it was like a, I don't know what that was, but like a piece of thread, I guess, maybe. I don't know, but you just want to feel with your hands, okay, and make sure that you don't have any spots that are questionable, especially around that silk screen. So I had an issue on this S earlier, and I think I'm okay now. I didn't feel any issue. So hopefully I'm good. But you just want to make sure that you're really good and sealed all the way around. And then I'm going to use a small squeegee this time so I can try to cover a little more ground. A little faster. But that's the beauty of having a reusable surface, right? If you mess it up, you can't mess it up. It's pretty much the lesson here, okay? And it's all practice, right? So just keep trying. Try not to get discouraged. Even on a wood surface, honestly. I mean, I have several wood pieces that I've done something on that's just like, I don't know what I was thinking. I have several shirts that I've made that I messed up, got ink somewhere on it, messed up the design in some way, and I added a random flower to it. So there's usually a way to fix it, and if not, there's a dumpster just outside of my house that accepts unwanted projects that are not acceptable for public viewing, okay? If it's that bad. But I don't think that I've had anything that's really that bad that I couldn't repair or redo. All right. So almost done here. Just trying to get this last little bit of the frame. And you can also, if you want to, if you're going to do a big piece like this, you can always do just a little bit thicker of a layer of paste all over. And then at the end, go back and just kind of scrape it up, okay? But try not to waste any of it. But I did use a lot more paste than I normally would because I wasn't going to be pulling it. All right, that, my friends, is how it's done. Right there. That is perfection. And so let's just pretend like we didn't do anything before now. And that it pulled up perfect the first time, okay? So there's that. All right. You can comment the word witch to get the stuff to make this transfer and this frame tonight on sale. And you can also, whenever you comment the word witch, sign up for live alerts to get notifications whenever I'm going live through Messenger, okay? Hi, Brooke! Well, don't be sorry because look at this cute sign that I just made. Hold on. Let me I have got paste all over me, y'all. I'm a mess. Okay, check it out. Great, right? Perfect. And whenever you're ready, you can remove this and do something else. Move on to Christmas, then move on to winter and spring, and then summer, and then do it all over again. Okay? Anyway, that's all I have for you. Keyword is witch tonight. If you're not in there already, go join my VIP group. You'll see all of my sales that I post, finished projects, all that other good stuff, and we're going to be doing a kit sale next weekend. So come check me out. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow night. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and happy Labor Day. If you're off work tomorrow, good for you. So am I. So I'm going to try and get some things done around the house tomorrow, okay? All right, y'all. See you later.